Cup. He was the champion back in 2016. It's taken him a while to find his feet at Grand Prix level, and it will take a while before that beaming big smile is wiped off the face of the IDEMITSU Honda Team Asia rider. Fantastic job. Flanked either side by two men that without any question are going to be fighting for this Moto2 World Championship in 2022. Celestino Vietti and Aron Canet, back-to-back podiums for those two to kick off the new season.
So Chantra, the man of the moment then in Indonesia. A maiden Grand Prix victory for him, 3 seconds clear of Celestino Vietti. Aron Canet in third position. They claim their second podiums out of 2 at the start of the season. Sam Lowe's ahead of Augusto Fernandez and Ayagura. Fermin Aldeguer, a good ride for him on the Boscoscuro in 7th. Tony Arbolino in 8th, just ahead of Pedro Acosta, who recovered from his long lap to pit Albert Arenas to 9th position. Joe Roberts and Cameron Bobier, much like they did in Qatar, finishing Leinster, this time 11th and 12th for them, ahead of Jorge Navarro. Jeremy Alcoba, who scores points for the second time in a row in his fledgling Moto2 career, and Bo Ben-Schneider started from the second row but only 1 point to show for him. Marcel Schrotter was 16th, ahead of Marcos Ramirez and Manuel Gonzalez, with Romano Fenati and Lorenzo Dalla Porta completing the top 20. Philip Solach in 21st. He edges out Gabriel Rodrigo, who of course will be heading home next time out to Argentina. Strong performance from Zonta van den Gorberg in his second Grand Prix. He beat Alessandro Zacconi and Nicolo Antonelli to the flag. Dylan Kelly was a retirement later on due to technical problems. Jake Dixon will be gutted with that crash. He ended up 4 laps down, but of course his crash came very early on in proceedings. Kevin Kubo and Simone Corsi also failing to see the checkered flag. So as we look at the championship standings then, Celestino Vietti's lead increases to 9 points, having taken second place today. 45 points from a possible 50. Aron Canet maintains second. Lowe's in third. Chantra, though, look at that, up 14 places in this very early championship table, up into fourth ahead of Augusto Fernandez and Ayagura. Pedro Acosta, points in both of the first 2 races for him. He is inside the top 10. Albert Arenas, he also registered points today. He's 13th. Marcel Schrotter and Jake Dixon just behind him. As mentioned, Jeremy Alcoba, 2 races in the Moto2 class and 2 points finishes. He's just ahead of Bo Ben-Schneider and Romano Fenati. Flexbox HP40 continue to lead the Teams Championship, but look how close it is at the top. They share the lead with Elfmark VDS Racing. Mooney VR46 are just 3 points behind in third. And IDEMITSU Honda Team Asia also up into the top 4 on 45 points. Just 3 points covering the top 4 teams, with Red Bull KTM IO, last year's champions, just 10 further back in 5th. Calix then continue their dominance on a constructor's point of view. 50 points for them, back-to-back wins, with Vietti and Chantra scoring their points. Fermin Aldeguer's 7th place today sees Boscoscuro move on to 10.
So the Moto2 battle, scheduled to run over 25 laps, was shortened to 16 for track conditions. Jake Dixon, from a first career pole position, got away off the line pretty well, but he was swallowed up by the fast-starting Somkiat Chantra, who, at this stage of the race, didn't realise he was on course for a historic first tie victory. It was a strong start, as always, by Augusto Fernandez, but he quickly dropped back outside the top 6. Chantra then led going into turn 2 on the very first lap as Aron Canet started to pick his way through after an early exchange with Albert Arenas and Simone Corsi. Celestino Vietti was also engaged in a pretty intense fight early on with Pedro Acosta before the Moto3 World Champion had to take his long lap penalty early on. He was able to recover quickly, though, back inside the top 10. Jake Dixon had just taken second place from compatriot Sam Lowe's when his podium hopes ended with a front-end crash at turn 10. Frustration for the Gas team as Jake Dixon retired later on. Somkiat Chantra continued to dominate at the front at the Grand Prix. His advantage built up to over 3 seconds as Vietti, with this brave move at turn 12, found a way through on his closest championship rival, Aron Canet. Further down, Acosta's recovery from the long lap penalty loop saw him pick off Albert Arenas, the two former Moto2 world champions, having a pretty exciting fight for 9th place. But it was this moment of history for Somkiat Chantra. A big wheelie over the line as he celebrates becoming the first Thai rider in Grand Prix history to win a Grand Prix. Celestino Vietti takes second and a valuable 20 points, which keeps him at the top of the championship standings. We're heading to round 3 in Argentina. We have a record-breaking win, a history-making win. Somkiat Chantra on the top step of the podium in Moto2 here in Mandalika.